Eagles Entertainment.
Welcome to the Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. Hello, Eagles everywhere. I'm Insider Dave Spadaro at Lincoln Financial Field following the Eagles' 23-17 loss on Monday night to the Seattle Seahawks. And stop me if you've heard this before. The Eagles offense unable to generate even a single first down in its first 5 possessions. Didn't get one until late in the second quarter. They are out of first place in the NFC East, and they've got a whole lot of troubles starting with the offense. Quarterback Carson Wentz just unable to get anything going right off the bat. 3 completion opportunities on the first possession. First play of the game offsides. Eagles at 1st and 5. Incomplete to Richard Rodgers. Incomplete to Greg Ward. Incomplete to Alshon Jeffrey. All 3 of those passes, they were there. Wentz just unable to come up with accurate, timely throws. And that was the theme for him in a passing game that really got nothing going on the outside once again. Dallas Goedert, a nice game, 7 catches, 75 yards, and a score. Richard Rodgers, 3 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown as well. But nothing really going for the Eagles in this one until, again, it was too late. The one scoring drive in the first half, typical of what the Eagles are doing. It took them 15 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes, 15 seconds off the clock. No big plays in the drive. Finally, Carson Wentz to Dallas Goedert for the touchdown. We'll give you a highlight here. Merrill Reese and Mike Quick on the call.
Sanders behind Wentz. 2nd and goal. Wentz looking. He is firing, and it is complete for a touchdown to Dallas Goedert. He had Goedert over the middle for the touchdown.
Unfortunately, Jake Elliott then missed the extra point. The Eagles trailed 14-6 at the half. They narrowed the deficit to 14-9 on an Elliott 42-yard field goal. Again, 12 plays, 48 yards. No big plays. And then Seattle put together 3 straight field goals. They led it 23-9 until late in the game, a 4-play, 58-yard drive, giving the Eagles the final margin in this loss. We'll hear from Merrill in just a bit, and he is very critical of quarterback Carson Wentz here. Before that, let's hear from Wentz, who once again doesn't have any answers. He just doesn't look like the Carson Wentz we knew, even as recently as last season when the Eagles won 4 straight games to capture the NFC East. Wentz 25 of 45, just 215 yards, just 180 net yards passing against the NFL's worst pass defense. Wentz sacked 6 times playing behind a makeshift offensive line. A lot of blitzes from Seattle, as expected. Eagles run game going nowhere. Miles Sanders, 6 carries, 15 yards. Here is Carson Wentz meeting the media after the game.
Hey, Carson. Slow starts have been kind of plaguing you guys all year. What happened tonight?
Yeah, same thing. I got to go watch the tape. I know some things we just missed. We didn't execute. I can be better early in the games. I think they made some plays early and did some things differently than what we had planned. But, the slow starts are frustrating. That's the biggest thing. I'm going to go back and watch and see how we can change that and how we can change the momentum early in ball games so we can not put ourselves behind the 8 ball like that.
Jonathan Zach Berman.
Hey, Carson, on the 4th and 4 play that turned into the interception, it looked like you and Dallas weren't on the same page. Can you kind of take us through what happened there?
Yeah, you hit it on the head. We just weren't on the same page, and, that's on me. I got to make sure we're squared away, we're on the same page, and he had a big game. And we just missed a couple. But, in that situation, that matchup, I thought everything was good. He's our guy, and, him and I we got to make sure we're on the same page for that.
Zach and then Martin.
Hey, Carson, how does it affect you, affect the offense, and affect Jalen when he's coming on the field mid-drive, you're coming off?
Yeah, listen, when we're stagnant like that as an offense, I'm all ears. Whatever coach is confident in, however we can, get some momentum or pick up a first down in that case early in the game. And so obviously it's a tricky thing to navigate, but I think, if it's going to provide us the spark that we need, hopefully going forward it can in those situations. But, obviously we just didn't do enough all around tonight.
Martin and Jeff McLean.
Hey, Carson, there's kind of been a lot of talk and speculation,
about you possibly getting benched or something like that. I mean, does that weigh on you at all? Do you think about that at all? And did that occur during the game? Any of that come up?
Yeah, I mean, I said it last week. This is what you sign up for. As a quarterback, ever since you're a kid, you're prepared for any of those. Nothing's ever guaranteed. And so for me, I don't think about that though. I just try and go out and be the best player I can be in practice, prepare my tail off, compete my tail off, and hopefully we can get this thing turned around. But I don't think about those things. I'm going to give it everything I got every time I step on the field.
Jeff and then Ed Benkin.
Carson, last week, I think it was 47 drops. You only rolled out once. This game, I don't know if it was one. Maybe there were another one, but I didn't see it a lot this game either. It seemed like we ask you this every week, and you say you like to roll out. Why aren't you being rolled out more?
Yeah, I think, we tried it a couple times tonight. They made some plays where, different pressures and different looks, and I think that's what makes it tough against a defense like that when they're doing different edge pressures and everything. So, yeah, I'll have to go back and watch the tape, but, it was a part of the plan to some extent, but they made some plays that took it away.
Ed and then Mike K.
Hi, Carson. Doug talked a little bit going into this game about trying to simplify things. Did that happen at times offensively tonight, or was it a lot of what we've seen the last few weeks?
I think maybe a little bit. Right, wrong, or indifferent, we just didn't make the plays. I don't think it was scheme. I don't think it was a lot of those things. We just didn't make enough plays and win enough of our one-on-ones, and I didn't, make enough plays or make enough good throws. So, that's just how it was tonight, and it was frustrating.
Mike K. and then Nick Fierro.
Carson, obviously we saw Travis have that really great streak with you for that stretch before the bye week. What are you seeing different in coverage when he's lined up that's kind of hurting that connection so far?
Nothing really, vastly different. I think we're just rotating bodies a little bit more. Obviously Alshon's a bigger part of what we do, and people are, maybe a little aware of Travis after those couple weeks, but he's still the same player, and we're still going to, have him be a big part of this offense, and him and I will connect more going forward.
Nick and then Michael Longo.
Yeah, hi, Carson. In the fourth quarter there, right before, it was actually at a play right before you were sacked, the timeout. It looked like Alshon came out in the field from the sideline. He wasn't in on the play. You had a little bit of a conversation, then he went back to the sideline. Can you share what went on there? Was that some words of encouragement or anything?
No, it was just something specific from the way that defensive back was playing, so nothing crazy.
We have time for two more, so we'll go Mike and then Les.
Carson, thank you, Allie. Carson, some tough losses the last few weeks. You have some tough games ahead, but this is still a very competitive division. But can you just kind of cut a pulse on where you think this team is at and as going forward, especially going to Green Bay this weekend?
Yeah, we're frustrated. We're frustrated. I know I'm frustrated. I hate losing, and it's very frustrating to have this result, these last couple of weeks and to be where we're at this season. But the crazy thing about this league and this division especially is it's still wide open, and guys know that. And, we're looking ahead to next week, getting this thing turned around and getting it going in the right direction and hopefully, surprise some people.
Go ahead, Les.
Hey, Carson. So we're in week 12. Why do these mistakes keep happening? Why aren't people connecting? I know you had a crucial screen pass tonight where the receiver just sort of took off. It looked like he didn't know he was running a screen. Why do these things keep happening?
Yeah, it's a tough thing to answer. It's something that I think every one of us is accountable for and wants to correct, and it's, you can say a lot of different things to answer that question, but at the end of the day, we got to be better. We got to be better, and those mistakes can't happen, and I got to be better making sure everyone's on the same page and everything going forward. And, I'm excited to turn that thing around, turn this around, and, like I said earlier, go surprise some people.
Head coach Doug Pederson equally bewildered after this one. 3 straight losses for the Eagles. The team now 3-7-1. Washington and New York atop the NFC East. The Eagles just looking for a win with a short week ahead and Green Bay at Lambeau Field on the horizon. Here's head coach Doug Pederson after the game.
Hey, Doug. Wanted to talk to you about that 4th and 4 play with about a little over 8 minutes ago. It was a 2-score game at the time. So first, why did you decide to go for it? And then what did you see on the particular play? It looked like Carson and Dallas weren't on the same page.
Yeah, my mindset there was we got to stay as aggressive as possible on offense. We had to try to make a play, get something going, and from my vantage point, it just looked like Carson and Dallas were not synced up. It was a play we had used in the third quarter. They connected on it, and it appeared that Dallas turned inside. Carson threw it outside where Dallas was on the first time we called the play. So just a matter of just those two guys being on the same page. But as far as the decision to go, we had to make every effort to stay and really get us into this game, and just wanted to stay as aggressive as possible.
Bo and then Dave Zangaro.
Doug, there was a 4-game stretch this season where Travis Fulgham was the leading receiver in the NFL. Since the bye, it doesn't seem like he's been a big part of the game plan. What have you seen from Alshon Jeffrey that had him on the field more than Fulgham tonight?
Well, I think, Travis is, he's still a part of the offense, and he knows he's got to continue to work hard each week and play well. And Alshon is improving and getting healthier. And, we've got to be able to use both of those guys as 2 big targets, for Carson. And we just got to continue to work and make sure that both guys are ready to go.
Dave and then Kristen Rogers.
Doug, was the plan coming in tonight to use Jalen Hurts more? And if so, why didn't that happen?
Not necessarily. The plan was to use him when we could. The way the game started, we just didn't have many opportunities. Too many 3-and-outs. I don't think we got a first down until the second quarter. We just didn't. We failed to execute. So it just wasn't. It just wasn't, in the cards, I guess, so to speak, early in the football game. But no more, no less than what we would, use them each week.
Kristen and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Doug, can you explain the rotation between Hurts and Wentz? It feels like maybe it would be a challenge for either one of those guys to find some consistency when one's in for one play, then the other, and then vice versa.
Yeah, that's it is a challenge for quarterbacks to do that. But from an offensive perspective, if we can have a little change of pace there, with Jalen and mix things up, whether we're running it or throwing it. I thought the guys, tonight, for the few plays that Jalen was in, they handled it well. It's just something we'll continue to work on. It can be a little bit difficult for either one of the quarterbacks, unless they can get, multiple snaps. But that just didn't happen. We were too many 3-and-outs.
Jeff and then Mike K.
Doug, I know defense isn't more your side, but what was the plan Jim's plan, I guess, against D.K. Metcalf, and what do you think of, what he did versus Slay?
Well, D.K. is a great, big target. He's a good receiver. D. Slay, matched up with him all night long and battled and made some plays, and DK made some plays. So, I thought overall he did some good things. Played tough. I mean, that's a tough receiver to defend, and one that I thought D. Slay did some good things.
Mike and then Zach Berman.
Doug, when Jalen Reagor was coming out and you guys selected him, you put an emphasis on speed. Why do you think you haven't been able to utilize that speed more in your play calling, or at least on the, with completions down the field this season?
Well, some of it could be scheme, some of it could be, Jalen still learning and understanding what is asked of him. He continues to improve each week, and we still find ways to try to get him in space. We did it a couple times tonight, and that's just the thing is, there's also a lot of speed on defense. I think sometimes people forget that, we do our part to as coaches to try to find ways, creative ways to do that. We did it with a little reverse with him tonight. We did couple of receiver screens or a receiver screen to him. He had one critical mistake on a red zone play that we were going to throw him a screen. He made a mistake there. So we just got to keep working and, battle through it.
Zach and then Martin Frank.
Hey, Doug, you seem to suggest that the lack of offensive rhythm was why Hurts was not more involved early. But isn't that, I guess, can't that be a reason to play Hurts more?
No.
And why not?
Because it's not about one guy. We had breakdowns across the board, and it doesn't really matter, who's back there. The mistakes were still going to be made, and something we got to fix.
Martin and Rob Maddie.
Hey, Doug, when you did have Jalen in there the first time, you took Carson off the field, and I was kind of curious as to what kind of advantage you think that gives you without Carson being on the field, and also when you put him back in, the next time, Carson was on the field, and that was like a handoff to Miles. Just kind of like the difference, I guess, between, Carson being on and off the field when Hurts is in the game.
Listen, when Jalen's been on the field with Carson, defenses have been playing it a certain way. And as we have evaluated, those two together, putting Jalen on the field by himself, presents a little bit different picture for the defense. So that's why we did it. That's why we did it tonight. But I think we can still get some mileage out of using both quarterbacks, and then also Jalen as the quarterback, by himself.
Rob and then Ed Kratz.
Doug, Miles Sanders had 5 carries in the first half. Obviously, you were going up against the worst pass defense in the league. Was that part of the factor why he wasn't running as much in the first half, is that you were trying to attack that defense, or is it what they were giving you?
I just think they, got after us a little bit in the run game and got on some edges. We missed their safety a couple of times, and we had to make some adjustments. But we knew probably going into this game that we were at least going to have to put the ball in the air, to give ourselves a chance. It's a good rush defense, and it's a good front, and they did a nice job.
We have time for 2 more, so we'll go Ed Kratz and then Les.
Hey, hi, Doug. You mentioned earlier, you didn't have your first down until the second quarter. I think there was less than 5 minutes ago. It's not the first time that's happened this year. I think it was the Ravens as well. If the first down came late. Why do you think, can you put a finger on why that hasn't been fixed, why this team continues to struggle to score in the first half or even pick up first downs?
I think it just comes down to, offensively we've battled with a lot of injury, a lot of different moving parts up front with the offensive line, guys in and out. It's just we haven't had the consistency and the continuity that you would like week in and week out. That you look at offenses around the league that have stayed together and have stayed healthy. There's continuity and there's consistency there, and we just haven't had that this season. And it's something that we don't make excuses for it. It's where we are, and we have to get better.
Last question here with Les.
That kind of played into what I was going to ask, Doug, but I'll ask it in a slightly different way. Why are these Week 12? Why are guys not on the same page? Obviously Dallas Goedert and Carson Wentz have played together a lot. How do these mistakes keep happening?
I mean, it just comes down to each guy, just doing his job and not doing too much. And sometimes when you get in these situations, you try to do too much, and it's just a matter of not chasing plays, but making the plays when they come to you. And we're going to continue to work, and we're not going to make excuses for anything. And we got another ball game here, and move on.
The defense largely did a good job, although they did not contain D.K. Metcalf, the second-year wide receiver for the Seahawks. 13 targets, 10 catches, 177 yards, a 52-yard grab set up the Seahawks' first touchdown Darius Slay in coverage in the entire game against Metcalf. And for Slay, who was acquired to shut down receivers, it was a rough outing, a tough outing, and he admitted that after the game.
Hey, Slay. Obviously, it looked like you were traveling with DJ pretty much the entire game, fought hard. How difficult is it to go up against somebody like that kind of size, that kind of strength, that kind of speed?
It was a great battle. You know, I won't say it was difficult. It's just that I lost every 50-50 ball today, and you know, and that's not. I'm usually on the other side of that. Today I'm on the other side of it. You know, I let the team down. I told the defense that game was on me. You know, I got to play better. But you know, props to DK for being giving me the good work. You know, we competing every play, but yeah, I lost every 50-50 ball, and I got to be better.
Martin and Jeff.
Okay, Slay. How tough was that for you to see that? Because it seemed like on a couple of those you had like really good coverage on him, and he still made the catch and everything. I mean, you know, what is that like?
I mean, it was tough, you know what I'm saying? Feeling like the plays weren't going my way, and you know, but like I said, he did a great job of catching the ball, man. He did everything. He did everything good as a receiver, you know. So, you know, it's my worst. I say this by far my worst game I ever played in the league. You know, I lost truly lost almost every 50-50 ball. Like I was probably 0 and I never been that. But like I said, props to him, man. He played his ass off today, and I just got to get better.
Jeff and then Bo.
Slay, can you take us through the 52-yard catch? Would he just run a basic deep post, and were you expecting safety help there?
Honestly, nah. I mean, it was a blitz he called all out. They kind of protected up, max protected, and you know, me as a DB, anything you know about an all out blitz, you kind of set the sticks because the ball supposed to come out pretty fast. But Russell did a good job of seeing it, I guess, and max protected, and he took the shot. So you know, I kind of sat down at a yard mark, and after that, you know, it was speed on speed. Good catch by him. You know, I just got to be better at that. I got to just finish that play. You know, like I said, 50-50. And he caught it. So, like I said, I got to be better than that.
Bo and then Chris Franklin.
Well, you just said this was probably the worst game of your career. You know, obviously these are the games that you were brought in for to stop a guy like DK. You said you feel like you let the team down. How does that feel? What does that feel like?
I mean, I'm a man about what I do. I'm always feeling great. You know, I'm not always in a bad mood, no bad spirit, but I understand, and I got great ownership. I know that I could change the game, and I know I could have helped. So I put that game on me because I supposed to have, you know, did my job and shut him down. But like I said, he was making every catch possible. You know, every 50-50 one. That's why it was his yards at the catch, no yak, because I'm right there. And like I said, he just made more plays than I did. And I take a real big ownership, man, because I feel like I'm one of the best in the game, and I'm going to continue to always take my ownership, and I just say he got the best of me today. But I'm looking forward to going to work next week, and this week, and getting better, man, for the team, because they deserve it, I deserve it, and this organization do.
Chris and then Ed Kratz.
Hey, Slay, was there any discussions on the sideline by you or anybody that you know of to possibly get you some more help as Metcalf kept having that big game?
Hell no, I don't need no help. What kind of question is that? Next one.
Ed and then Chris Murray.
Hey, Slay, just this team is stuck at 3 interceptions, hasn't had one since October 22nd. Have you ever been on a team like that? And why so few interceptions in Week 12 here?
Just because, like, I've been on a team like that before, you know, in Detroit. I think we only had probably like 7 to 8 total. You know, when you play a lot of man, your back is turned to the ball. You know, it's hard to get them type of picks, you know, every play. So, like, that's what it is, you know. You see guys that play zone or guys that do a lot, those are guys that make a lot of picks, you know. So when you play a lot of man, you know, it's tough. That's why you see some of the great corners, that's some great man corners as in yourself, as you can see Dion. I mean, not Dion, but Revis, you know, only but like 29, 28, because he play a lot of man, you know. But that's what comes with it.
We have time for one more, so we'll end here on Chris.
Yeah, I gotta ask the question: How does this locker room fix everything? The last 3 weeks, you haven't won games. So it's like you're in it, but you're not in it. How do you fix it? I mean, how do you stay motivated?
I mean, sure. I can't ask for everybody else, but as a player, I'm always motivated because of the fact that I know guys depending on me, man. I come in this locker room and look at their faces. We go to work together, we compete together, we make each other better some type of way, and I'm real big on not letting folks down. As in with that aspect, definitely when it comes down, it's the best team sport it is. So, man, I take my team stuff pretty seriously, man. I always want to be the best for them. I always want to prepare the best for them. And like I said, today I prepared great, but, like I said, I lost every ball.
One more from the locker room. Brandon Graham still sackless since that Dallas game. The Eagles got after Russell Wilson, sacked him twice, limited him to just 12 yards rushing and 230 yards passing, but really no danger for Wilson, who compiled a passer rating of 102.9. Here's BG following the loss.
Brandon, do you think the offense let the defense down tonight?
Nah, it's a team game, man. We just got to figure out a way to keep on encouraging each other, keep on, keep fighting. Make sure we stay consistent on defense, and, we know the offense going to get it right. I just seen Carson. I know how it means something to all of us. Obviously, things haven't been happening the way we wanted to, but at the same time, man, it's no quitting us, and we got 5 games left.
Slay, if you don't mind me following up, Slay also told us that he felt that he let the team down. What did you make of that? And did he convey that to you guys?
We talk about ownership. I know Slay wish he had a couple plays back, but we all wish we could have a couple plays back. Because certain stuff didn't happen the way we wanted to on certain plays. But I know that Slay, he a dog. He gonna come ready to go. Next play mentality. He's a fighter, and so man, I'm riding with him every time. I just felt like DK did make some good plays, but at the end of the day, we all got some fault in this thing.
Marcus and Chris Murray.
Hey, Brandon, 3 things. Can you talk about the 4th down stands and Derek Barnett, who's had kind of an up and down season, the way that you guys contained Russell Wilson as a runner? He's hurt you before in the past, and he was their leading rusher. Can you talk about those 2 things?
Well, we knew that coming in that he's been beating us on the run. It's been just missed assignments here, or we let him out on my end, as far as being up contained. Sometimes you might want to go inside. We didn't want to rush scared, but at the same time, we went out there, we rushed, and we all was on the same page, just collapsing the pocket on Russell, because we know Russell try to find those little holes based off the film that we watched, the last couple of times we played him. And so we tried to do a really good job of that, and I think we did do a good job of containing him, hitting him. But, we knew he was going to make plays, and, we just didn't make enough plays to win the game.
And can you talk about Barnett in the 4th down stands? He's the guy that made the play. What did that do for your defense, and how big is it for him to do that?
We took it as disrespect for them to keep going on 4th. So, for DB to go out there and make a play, I knew he was coming off. I knew he was pissed off that they were still on the field, on 4th down. And we was talking about that as a defense. We gonna hold them. And we got that done based off, just the effort of everybody. DB got off, and we got numbers to the ball to get it stopped. And I'm happy for DB, because I know DB definitely was dealing with injuries in the beginning, but I know DB is a ball player, and he gonna come to work every day.
Chris and Rob Kestner.
Yeah, how does all the captains of this team keep these guys together? It's been obviously a frustrating 3 weeks. How do you guys keep your heads up, and what can be done to kind of get you guys out of this funk right now?
Well, what can be done is getting a W, getting a win, putting it all together, offense, defense, special teams, and not making mistakes. Mistakes gonna happen, but and critical downs when we need it, we can't be making just silly penalties. A couple penalties I feel we can control is the personal fouls. Of course, people get chippy, and I understand that, but we got to take ownership of, hey, we can't be the guy that, cost us a drive because we want to extend it because we still got something to say or whatever. We just got to own our stuff and move on. But the stuff that we could control those type of penalties. And I think that, we just got to continue to keep on honing in as the defense. We got to stay on top of, people when they get chippy. We understand, that's part of the game. People got the energy, but, we got to be smart in situational football.
We have time for a few more, so we'll go Rob, Ed, and Jeff.
Hey, BJ, during the telecast tonight, the ESPN broadcasters were saying that on the flight back from Cleveland, that Fletcher Cox made it a point to seek out Carson and just say, hey, we got your back. Have you noticed any confidence concerns with Carson? And do you feel as a veteran leader that you need to do something of the same with him right now, given his struggle?
I mean, I've done that, every week. I always try to let them know, like, man, I've been there. I know what it feels like, for people to, feel like, get him out of here, he's this and that. And it's like, man, the only way you turn that around is by working hard and making sure that you could just keep on working your technique, keep doing stuff behind the scenes like you're doing. Eventually, all that stuff gonna start coming together for you again. I don't see, Carson, having too much going on. I try not to, be in this ear about too much because, I know everybody's coming at him. But I tell them to block out that noise because at the end of the day, people going to eat them words one day, you know what I'm saying? But you got to stay focused, got to keep your mind focused and not cluttered with who ain't never played. People talk, they have their opinion, they get paid for that. We get paid to go out there and make plays. And so you focus on that, everything will start turning around. And, we got your back because, we don't want to divide our team and we want him to know that, we riding with him, to the end.
Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, BG, just as far as turnovers go, this team doesn't force a lot of turnovers, especially interceptions. Why do you think it's been so challenging to kind of turn the ball over?
It's just sometimes it happens like that. I mean, we talk about, those good defenses, winning the turnover margin, you know what I'm saying? And some games we do, some games, we don't. We gotta stay consistent, with everything. And, we even talk about just even up front, we gotta make sure that we continue to keep on swarming the quarterback, making it rough for him back there so he can, so he can make a mistake and, throw us one or, get a tip. I mean, it's everything kind of works together. D-line, getting after the quarterback definitely helps the DBs and DBs definitely help us on certain times too, helping us get the sack, taking away their first looks. But we all work together, and like I say, we got to stay consistent. And the only way we stay consistent is just keep on working and block out all the noise and, just focus on us.
Last question here with Jeff.
BG, do you guys get the sense that you're playing for Doug's job?
I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's playing for they are. At the end of the day, when stuff go bad, we know that, they trying to weed out the ones that don't want to be here, and I don't see that. I don't see people not wanting to be here. People definitely are, coming to work every day, but we got to keep on holding people to a high standard of, not beating ourselves, and I feel like Doug got us fighting, and we always gonna fight for whoever is there. But I think definitely for sure we're trying to make sure we keep them here.
Eagles 3-7-1. Merrill Reese, the voice of the Eagles. He's just like you and me. We're all feeling down after this one, the third straight loss. Eagles losing at home. Again, another winnable game. And Merrill, well, he's looking at number 11, and he's seeing some very significant issues. Okay, Merrill, it's late on a Tuesday morning, or I guess late on a Monday night here, and I'm at Lincoln Financial Field. You just left, and I'm still kind of going, what just happened with this football team? Again, what I thought was another winnable game, and the offense just not able to produce. What are you seeing from the offense, Merrill?
They're listless. They're listless, and they don't have enough talent, and they went through most of the first half without a first down, without one first down. And the whole game was encapsulated when they were the first team to touch the football, and Seattle jumped off sides. So on the very first possession, they had a 1st and 5, and Carson Wentz threw 3 uncatchable passes to open receivers, and they took off from there and didn't get any better until late in the first half, where he finally got them going. But this offense is just awful right now, in a word, awful.
Merrill, any ideas on what to do? What would you do at the quarterback position?
I don't know. I truly don't know. I do believe that at some point Doug Pederson's going to make a move and put Jalen Hurts in there just to see what he can do and to see Carson Wentz sit him down and just give him a game off. Andy Reid did it once upon a time with Donovan McNabb. And he did it at halftime. And he sat down Donovan McNabb against the Cincinnati Bengals. And then the next week, or against Baltimore. And then the next week, Donovan McNabb came back and had a great game on Thanksgiving night to beat Arizona. But I do believe at some point there will be a change at quarterback.
Merrill, what has happened to Carson Wentz?
I wish I could tell you. I mean, he was, in 2017, regardless of what anybody says, he played at an elite level. When he went down in Los Angeles, at that point he was the odds-on favorite to be the MVP. And he went down, and he has never really been quite the same. Although last year, at the end of the year, and granted it was against not very good teams, he quarterbacked them to 4 straight wins and made plays. But Dave, watching this game tonight, even in passes that were complete, it seemed like they were somewhat off target. He doesn't seem to hit anybody in stride. Even in short passes, guys are diving for it or leaping for it. He just, for some reason, and I wish I had an answer, he has really lost his accuracy. And his decision making is slow. I mean, he made some plays, made a great run for 21 yards. He did some encouraging things, but time and time again, you watch him and you watch Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson reacts so quickly, and Carson Wentz does not.
And the wide receivers, Merrill, just don't get involved in the passing game. It's just crazy. It's all tight end, running back. It's all short stuff. I didn't get a sense tonight that the Eagles were threatening in any way the Seattle secondary.
Well, they weren't. They really weren't. In the Washington game, at the beginning of the Washington game, we saw Jalen Reagor go downfield, about 50 yards or 55 yards, and make a great catch. We really haven't seen anything like that. Most of the balls are fed to Reagor within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and you're asking him to duck and jive and fight his way free. But he really isn't getting the ball in space. They did go deep to him once in the end zone, and it was a little bit overthrown, and he was well covered on the play. But then Mike thought that he should have had some moves to try to shake the defender before he finished the pattern.
Merrill, what do you think of the offensive line tonight? Certainly defines makeshift.
It was. There were times when they were okay, but there were times that they weren't. And I couldn't give you a detailed evaluation because I'm following the ball. So I couldn't say how well Jordan Mailata played or how terribly Matt Pryor played. I mean, you can guess at those kind of things, but I hate to sound like a coach, but to give you an honest evaluation of player by player, I'd have to see game tape. And I can tell you, as a group, they really didn't open holes for the running game, and they didn't give Carson Wentz a lot of time. Although there were instances where he had more time and just ended up getting sacked.
So, I mean, Merrill, to boil it all down, last one here, it sounds to me like all the offense, 5 straight series, -1 total yard to begin the game, no first downs, that it really, above and beyond anything else, comes down to you, to number 11 is the issue here.
He's part of the problem. Every quarterback is a major part of what goes on with the offense. So he's not playing well right now. He did have his moments. He had his moments, but overall he is not playing anywhere near the level that we've seen him play in the past.
That will do it for this Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. Thanks to Peter Kelly, Ray Doyle, and Tyler Lewis for their work on all of this. Thanks to all of you for joining each and every episode. Keep your chins up, everyone. 5 games to go. The Eagles need to turn it on right now, or this season, the division, everything is lost. And at 3-7-1, hard to be optimistic. But the great thing about the NFL is Wentz said, another challenge coming in just 5 days. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. Thanks for joining me on this Eagles Insider podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. Have yourselves a great Eagles day. And as always, fly, Eagles, fly.